you have the day in front of you, and this morning was magical. I know when I swam to the first island, I looked up and saw the sun just go up. It was a magical feeling.
Welcome to the Low Tide Boyz, a swim run podcast. I'm Chip.
And I'm Chris, and this is episode 141 of the show. While we are physically back in California, we're still very much basking in a Swedish glow from last week's ÖTILLÖ, the Swimrun World Championship. And to keep those vibes going, we are joined on the show this week by Helena Sivertsson and Ulrika Eriksson, a.k.a. Team Stena Recycling. Helena and Ulrika are amazing athletes, multiple-time world champions, and winners of this year's race while setting a new course record and veritably smashing the old one in the process.
Obliterating.
Plus, this makes this record even more impressive from something you'll find out later in the show.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Okay. I'm mostly saying that for...
I'm going to spoil it later, but
okay.
I just don't want to spoil it right now.
I'm saying no spoilers to
That's
remind myself not to spoil it in just a minute.
Okay.
Training update. Guess what? Hashtag recovery mode. Hashtag recovery mode unlocked. So you may have seen our Instagram feed littered with giant airport beers and things of that nature on our way back to the States. But it's actually nice to say there is no real training update for this week. We took a much earned chill week, and we'll be starting to set our sights for our next race, which is SwimrunNC, which is happening in just under a month in Hanging Rock Park in North Carolina.
Yeah.
By the way, if you are inspired to join and do ÖTILLÖ, the Swimrun World Championship, SwimrunNC is a merit race. You actually can earn points by doing SwimrunNC to qualify for ÖTILLÖ. This is the last year that SwimrunNC is taking place. There are still some race entries available, so sign up and join us over at Hanging Rock Park in October. Now, over to this week's shout-outs.
So this week, we're shouting out our spouses, Kristen and Susan, respectively. We know that we shout them out at the end of every episode, but we really, they really went above and beyond handling everything at home while we were in Sweden last week, and it's not easy to hear us talk about swimrun all the time and be away at races. So, we just have to give them a special thanks for supporting us on this wild journey. I think, we ask a lot of them, and I'm just blessed. We're blessed. If I can speak for you, we're blessed.
We are. Yes, amazing support that we get constantly from not only our wives, but obviously our families for, mornings that we're missing on the weekends for out there doing stuff, all the way to the end of the day when we're too tired and beat down to stay up to watch, the newest season of whatever.
Insert show
that I don't even know what the current shows are because that's how...
Isn't it funny how you spend an hour trying to figure out what to watch on Netflix, but you fall asleep like 5 minutes in?
Yeah, for sure. But obviously, huge thank you and shout out to the wives, to the low tide wives, I guess, if you will. Now for this week's feats of endurance. So this week's winners, this didn't necessarily happen within the confines of the Strava Club, but it's literally everyone that lined up, all 158 teams that lined up at the start of the World Championship last week on September 5th. Just getting to the start line required hard work, dedication, and definitely some courage.
Yeah.
We see you, and we're stoked to have been able to share the day with you. I think experiencing it for ourselves as more time passes, it's definitely impressive to even get yourself ready to tackle such an event. So kudos to you all who towed the line just over a week ago. We'll be back to our regular scheduled feats of endurance coming straight from the Low Tide Boyz Strava Club. So head on over to Strava, search Low Tide Boyz, and join the 425 or 430 folks who are associating themselves with us from around the world as they train for stuff. There's also a petition, a change.org petition going around. Have you seen this?
Yes.
To
basically give multi-sport mode in Strava.
Some sort of multi-sport thing on Strava. I think we should team up with some sort of triathlon.
Spoiler alert, Strava doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't think Strava's going to be, putting that one to the top of the production queue. But anywho, it's a good gesture.
Yeah, for sure.
Now over to the news desk for This Week in Swimrun.
All right, we have a couple of updates this week, and we must admit that we're just moving forward. We're just looking forward. We're not looking back. We know there's events that happened while we were in Sweden and stuff, but we're just looking forward for this one. So here in the U.S., one of our favorite races, I'll speak for myself, Chipper, probably also his favorite race. You even won't admit it right now. Odyssey Swim on Orcas Island.
It's an amazing race.
Okay.
I just didn't have the best time.
Okay. All right. But that didn't change your... Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad that didn't color your love for that race. Anyway, that race is happening on Sunday, so we think this race is awesome. The location is truly magical, and we've said this before, but if you're the type of person that waits until the last minute, now's your time to shine and sign up. It's a little bit complicated for you to get to the island for the race, but there's a plane you can take. Just ask Lee Green if you want to learn about that. It drops you right at the start of the race. Make sure you use the code LOWTIDEBOYS to save 15% off your registration. And while you're at it, you should be signing up for Austin.
We'll see you
Join
at
us
Austin.
there.
The 15% doesn't qualify for your plane trip, by the way. That's just for your race registration.
That's right.
So don't go to whatever, Alaska Airlines and type in low tide. I don't think that'll work.
We're still working on that discount. Over in Finland, the Folkasan swim run is taking place on Saturday. We keep hearing awesome things about the vibes of this event, and we definitely plan on racing it one of these years, maybe next year, because it is a week after ÖTILLÖ. Over in Spain, Swimrun Madrid is hosting their Swimrun El Atazar on Sunday. This location is about 45 minutes north of Madrid and looks dope. The race organizers mentioned that they're expecting over 300 swim runners from all over Spain and abroad. So, that's awesome. And we'll definitely want to be learning more about the Spanish swimrun scene. So stay tuned for a future episode on that. We just have to figure out who to talk to. You know who you should talk to? Let us know. That's it for this week. Feel free to reach out and let us know if there's anything you'd like for us to mention on the show.
Yes, now to Low Tide Boys updates. So
excited about these.
We've we know we have a YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, subscribe, smash that like button, hit that bell, whatever else you're supposed to do on YouTube. But we've had these kind of in the queue. Training for ÖTILLÖ, going to ÖTILLÖ, doing ÖTILLÖ, all that sort of stuff kind of knocked this to the backseat, but we're super excited. We have 2 new videos that dropped this week. So there is a cabbing down video, which goes through overview, tips, tricks, and a step-by-step guide on how to cab up and cab down for your swim run, which includes your race bib, simulating race things. So check that out over there. And then additionally, we have an overview and first impressions of the brand new Arc Sports ÖTILLÖ sleeveless wetsuit that Arc has. Yeah. And we saw this, and we actually talked to Daniel Sand, who gave us some inside tips on, inside info on how the suit was designed and everything. So we're really happy with these 2 videos. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel there to see all that content. We also have all of our episodes on YouTube. If you...
For some reason,
don't want to listen on a podcast thing, you can listen on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check out our Gear Talk Quick Hits Reels on Instagram. So we've been testing out some gear-related content on Instagram. We've been getting great feedback about those, so let us know if there's anything you want us to cover on that front. Chris has dropped about the new Frank Paddle Pros, the new Adidas shoes, which I had to purchase for myself as well, the 240s.
A lot of people have
Terex.
Terex Speed Ultras.
Those were the hotness over in Sweden. We'll just say that. They were the hotness over there.
I'm proud of myself because I independently discovered those shoes.
Really?
And they were all over Sweden.
Nice.
So
well,
cool.
They were on sale on Amazon, so I swooped up a pair for myself. So there might be a YouTube video coming down for that. Kangaroo top, Uto Air 1-minute video over there. So we've been trying to get you more and more swim run goodness out on our Instagram reels in between all the laughs that you're having with the memes. Finally, if you're enjoying the show and you want other people to find it and the sport of swim run, consider leaving us a review on Apple Podcast or rate/follow us on Spotify. That's the best way for new people to discover the show, and it definitely helps us look good. It only takes a minute, and it really means a lot to us. So, without any further ado, let's hear how the conversation went with Team Stena Recycling.
Yeah, so what can we say about Helena and Ulrika? They're amazing athletes.
Check.
It was awesome to chat with them about their incredible journey. What's even more incredible, Chipper and listeners at home, that they teamed up on the way to the race after both of their original partners had to back out due to illness.
Literally a day before the race.
Day before, they're like, hey, should we do this? They asked Michael. Michael said, sure. And what do? They win the thing. In Helena's defense, she won it last year with Kristen Larson.
Repeated.
Ulrika won it in 2014 as part of a mixed team, which that just makes her like an OG swim runner.
Yeah.
And yeah, they show up. Not only did they win, they set a blistering course record. I mean, it was a day for records, but in this conversation, we talked to them about the racing background, how they got, we got their race report for the event, how they got to it and came up with their strategy for racing. And then we talked about how we should get more women into the sport, which is something that we're always concerned about and always looking for ways to try to have those conversations. So this was a good one, I thought.
Absolutely.
I think they're all
for
good,
this
though.
one, I'll be recycle, reducing, reusing it over and over.
Yeah.
So let's hear the conversation with Team Stena Recycling, Helena and Ulrika.
Champions of the world.
The best around. Never gonna. I don't know the rest. Never gonna. What's after that part?
Something. So, joining us fresh off their World Championship record-breaking performance at ÖTILLÖ, the Swimrun World Championship, we have Team Stena Recycling, Helena Sivertsson, and Ulrika Eriksson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We are so stoked for you guys. You had an awesome day on Archipelago. You broke the course record by 21 minutes. But before we get to how the race went, I mean, you two are very experienced swim runners, former world champions, tons of ÖTILLÖ races. And you guys have raced together before. So we heard that you guys were paired together at the last minute. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened leading up to this year's race?
Yeah, will you start, Helena?
Yeah, I can start. Because 1 week before the race, me and Pontus Lindberg had a spot. And so I should go in mix. But he called me the day before the race and said, no, I have a bad throat. I can't do this.
Oh.
So, then I wrote to Ulrika and said, no, I won't see you on Monday. But then she told me that, I'm in the same position. So let's try. We do it together. So something like this.
Yeah. And when I was supposed to race with Hanna Skorbratt, and we have trained a lot the whole season for this ÖTILLÖ race. This was our main goal for the season, and she woke up with a fever the day we should go to Stockholm.
Ooh.
And on the train up to Stockholm, I didn't know who I would compete with, so that was quite a nervous situation. But luckily, Helena, I got in touch with her quickly. So we teamed up on the way up to Stockholm.
I
love it. I love it.
That's so cool.
And did you have to reach out to Michael and be like, hey, is it okay if we partner up for this? Or how did that conversation go to get on the start line together?
We talked to Michael, and he said it was okay because both of us had a spot on so that was no problem to just switch.
Nice. And
amazing.
Between you both, you have 9 ÖTILLÖ races under your belt, so that you didn't have to worry about if you knew what the course was going to be like or anything. And you had raced previously together, you said?
Yeah.
Nice. So it was how I'm sure you each had. I mean, you were in different categories. You probably had different goals for the race. Talk us through a little bit about how. When you met up on Monday morning, was it like, hey, let's just go for it, let's have fun? Or How did your goals, which started totally different just a day or two ago, how did they adjust for Monday's event?
I think it was you, Helena, that put us in a goal position.
I shouldn't say that, but yeah, of course. I mean, we met on Sunday, so we had a few hours to talk to each other before. But of course, the gold. I mean, I had it from last year, so it would be great to try to have it again, of course. But I mean, we just want to go out and do our best and see what will happen. It's a long day, so.
Yeah, and I think you said something about the course record also.
Yes, I did.
Wow, nice.
It comes out. 2 minutes too late, and it felt a little bit hard. So, of course, it would be great if we could have that also in our minds. But yeah,
so
we thought about it.
You were just ready to go out and smash it straight away. That was the goal. Love to hear it. And you didn't disappoint anybody. It was a beautiful day out there on Monday, in terms of the weather and limited amount of rain or no rain. Water temps were a little bit warmer, I guess, than especially what you're used to, for sure. How did the morning kind of unfold for you? It seemed like a magical, very special day from the get-go. Was that your perception as well?
Yeah, it's always when you stand there in the start position, it's so nice to finally get going. So it's, yeah, you have the day in front of you, and this morning was magical. I know when I swam to the first island, I looked up and saw the sun just go up. It was a magical feeling.
Yeah, that's something that Marika Wagner told us to make sure that we did on that first swim, was just take a moment and just appreciate that sun rising. And yeah, I mean, the race itself, you guys have done this many times with different partners, different categories. Helena, you're like literally just the reigning world champion at this point, two-time champion, back to back. How do you guys approach, conditions looked mild. It looked like it was going to be a fast day. Are you guys making decisions kind of like on the fly during the race of just like, oh, let's push this island, let's do that? Or is it just, you just get into your mode and you just move as quickly as possible for as long as possible?
I think we had a main plan, and that was that we should go quite slow the first part when the technical islands, and then on Rummanön, then we should start competing. So that was our main plan, and something we held us to. And then after that one, you have to, when you're coming into the race, you have to consider the energy, how you feel, and so on. So after that, you just listen to your body and mind and see what you can do.
I mean, sounds like that's probably a good mindset for any race, not just the World Championship. Now, since you guys have done this race so many times, was there anything unique about this year's experience that just sort of let you know that it was going to be a good fast day for you?
Yeah,
we felt quite early that it was nice. It wasn't so cold this year, and I mean, if you don't have to freeze, you can go a little bit faster. It's easier, so we felt quite early, I think, that it's good conditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the reports that we were getting on the ground was it's going to be a really quick day. Records were poised to be broken with such a good day coming out here, and everyone was right.
Yeah, it was some part that it was the low water that made all the rocks was no wet, so they were dry, that you can run on the rocks without, they were not slippery. And I think also when we were at Ornö, it was cloudy, so it was not too hot. So that helps a lot. And for me, I freeze a lot. So I had like a really warm wetsuit on me, and that helped also. So I had the energy that I needed for running.
So for all the gearheads listening, you know, people love to know what gear people are wearing. So why don't you run down kind of what your kit was for this race?
Yeah, I had a Orca. I think it's pronounced Azir Terminal, and I had the long sleeves and also neoprene. What you call on the head?
Oh, a cap, neoprene cap, swim cap.
The halo.
Yeah. And on my feet, I had VAG Spark that I love. They are so good in the technical part, and also quite fast on the more normal roads. And then a lot of Morten yells.
They had a lot of them out there for sure.
Yeah, and I have also bring me in my vest.
Nice.
Gotcha. How about you, Helena?
Yeah, I also had a neoprene on my head, and I used Ornö X, the ARC suit, and underneath I have always merino wool. Underneath, yeah, I like it. I mean, when it's hot, it helps you to get calm, and when it's cold, it helps you to get warm. So I think that's great to have. And I also had VG, but I have the VG Max on my feet. I like them. I think they are a little bit heavier, but for me it's better to have the support for my feet. I have some problems sometimes. It hurts on my ankle, but they helps me a lot.
And and then it looks like I think, was it Ulrika? Were you using Frank paddle for your?
Yeah, I
used
used the Frank paddles size M medium,
Nice.
and they were super. You know that they float.
We're huge fans.
So you don't
of Frank.
lost them if you actually in the waves or something like that. So I really love them.
Yeah, you had the new pro models with the extra fin bits down by the wrist. There, and those are new for this year. We like Chris mentioned, we love Frank paddles, and we also use them for all our racing as well. The carbon fiber is just so quick.
They are, and the pro, it makes you go. You have the the catch is more for your arm, not on front of your fingers. That helps you to have the right muscles. So I didn't get tired at all like I used to be before when I swim.
I love it. Yeah, actually, I use the same paddles, and I felt the same way. It's just like it helps you kind of make sure you have that high elbow so you can engage your back muscles. Yeah, it's an amazing piece of technology. Had you been training with those for a while leading up to the race?
Yes, I have, and I have tried different sizes. I'm quite strong swimmer, so I thought that I could go on a bigger size and thought that it could be faster for me. But I have like. Yeah, I did some testing and figured out that the bigger was not better.
Interesting. Yeah, that's what we sort of have been try to tell people, relay to people, and also here as well, is that it's a long day. It's a lot of swimming, and bigger isn't better. It's sort of what you can manage and keep good strength up in the stroke.
For
sure.
Training inside, I think it's really good with the big ones. Then you can build strength and so on. But for this long course, I really recommend to go down in sizes.
Yeah, No, that's that advice is well taken. I mean, you see a lot of the pictures, people have these giant paddles and stuff, but if you can't, if you love your shoulders being intact, it's probably a good idea not to use those on such a long race. Now, the way the race unfolded, you guys just crushed it. When did you have a sense that you were going to easily break the course record?
I don't think we had it, Helena. I think it was after Orne.
Yeah, I think so too, because we weren't sure. I mean, we have to cross the finish line. A lot of things can happen on the way. So, but we have written we have to be before 3:00 or about 14:58. We have to be across the finish line. Then we have, we have taken the record. But we were. I think when we went to Orne, we thought that maybe we can do it.
We did a lot of calculation, but you are not so smart that far in the course.
Yeah, totally. It looking here at the sort of time splits between you all and the second place team, it looked like a fairly close race. They were maybe just a few minutes behind you for over half the time zone, the time markers, and then you started to really pull away on time 12. There, I would guess that's probably Orne. Is that sort of the grand plan and sort of what we had been hearing is if you have the pace in your legs to let it fly there on the long run?
Yeah, I think I don't know, was it after the pig swim we took the cord? I don't know.
Yeah, I think a little bit after that, because I didn't feel very well. I got seasick or something. I just wanted to throw up, but I didn't have to do it. But I felt, I didn't feel great after that. So, yeah.
So you use the tether then for Orne, or you put it away?
We used it on Orne, so that's why we managed to keep up the pace.
Okay.
So I felt strong. I had my best day of my life. I was really not tired any time on the race. I was so focused and just took one foot in front of the other. And Helena got a little bit seasick. And then after the pig swim, we took the cord and then we managed to keep up the race. And I think also we managed to go a little bit faster when we were put together.
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, you guys had, obviously a performance for the ages. There was a lot of fast teams out there. So obviously congratulations on putting an amazing race together. Would love to go back. You guys have done this race many years. How have you seen it sort of evolve since the first time that you lined up at ÖTILLÖ?
Yeah, the gears is developing, and also the training. I think we are more and more doing specific training for this type of race and swim run. Before, I think we just went out and did a little bit of training, but now it's more specific training. You do like the technical parts, and you run as similar as the course and so on. So I think it's a lot of things that's happened under these years.
Yeah, a lot of people go out and try the course also.
Yeah.
Do the training. So I don't think that happened that much before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and I think one thing that we're always super focused on with our show is we obviously want more women and girls to get into the sport. And, we're slowly seeing more women's teams sort of line up at the World Championship and trying swimrun in general. I'm curious from your perspective as being in it when there weren't that many women doing it, like, what do you think, needs to happen to get more women to try the sport?
really good question. Yeah, we are quite many strong women, but many of us is team up in mixed class. I don't know why, but it's some, yeah, it's also a class. I hope we can inspire and hope that so many will try this later on.
Yeah, you have the Wild Swim Run. I mean, they try to help women so they can try to do it, and I don't know why they won't. I mean,
yeah, this is the funnest part you can do in life, so I don't know why it doesn't.
We agree.
I love it.
We put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. But we see in south of Europe, like French, they are more and more people that will participate in swimrun. So that's fun. We have on the podium, it was 2 French girls.
Yeah.
And the French is really coming. So it should be exciting to see what's happening in the future.
Yeah, I'm curious your thoughts on that, because France, they sent like a whole delegation. They were wearing matching hoodies, which was awesome, and everyone's super great. But they were there to compete, and they were taking it really seriously, which is great to see. Do you think that needs to happen like in other countries to try to help kind of promote more women and kind of more people to just try the sport?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the more people who try, the more we'll see that this is a fantastic sport.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we say a lot on the show. It's like, hey, we just need to get people to their first transition.
You just have to try it. It's the step. Just try.
Yeah, and there's a lot of interesting things going around too. We were when we were over there, we were talking to Nicholas Ramirez of Envol Coaching, and he did an event with Vivo Barefoot for the Final 15 race. So ÖTILLÖ is on Monday, for those who don't know, and then the Final 15 is on Saturday on the last 15 Ks of the course. But there was a group of, I guess we'll call them kids, but young adults, if you will, that they did the last kind of 15 with Vivo Barefoot, and it was a lot of their first times getting into it. And I just think that that's such a cool offering that we should be trying to push forward at almost every event where we can, is kind of getting the younger kids, especially women, into the sport and sort of get them into it earlier as well.
Yeah, but I think when you are out doing the others ÖTILLÖ, you have the experience course, and that one I think in Gothenburg here it was more women's team than men's. So in some competition it's more women than men. So it's really really cool, and something I really love about this sport is that we do the same course. It's no difference between men and women. Yep. We are in this at the same level, and sometimes we beat the men. And
hell yeah,
you guys crushed us.
Yeah, I think you beat like 90% of the men's team. So I think you guys are doing okay.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, in the States we call that getting chicked, when you get beaten, when a woman passes you moving really quickly. What's the word in Swedish? It's like tjejsmisk. Tjejsmisk.
But it has a little bit of it. That's what Fanny told us. Fanny Kuhn told us that one.
Yeah.
Her and Desiree are used to beating tons of guys.
Yeah. So switching gears a little bit. So, we'd love to hear, I guess we're kind of going backwards in time here, but, when we'd love to hear kind of how you guys discovered Swimrun and kind of figured out that this was the greatest thing in the world. I can tell you when it happened for us, but we'd love to hear kind of like, how Swimrun kind of came into your lives.
For me, it was not an accident, of course, but
Sure.
Marcus Hultgren needed someone to do the ÖTILLÖ with, and he asked me, "Do you want to do it with me?" And I heard about the sport, but I hadn't done any competitions. I had to do Ångerloppet. It was my first competition.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's about 7 years ago or something. And then I did the ÖTILLÖ with him, and we came second. And then I thought, oh, maybe this is something for me. And I also thought it was so great. But that was my first contact with the sport.
Wow.
Wow. So your first sort of major swim run was the World Championship, and you came in second. I could see why you'd like the sport. You're like, oh, this is hooked. A piece of cake.
And on that competition, it was the first time I met Helena. We were lost in the forest. I was also in the mixed category and raced. And we both were lost in some island. I don't know which one, but there we were.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, looks like you guys made it out. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So Ulrika, so that was your, when was your first swim run?
I don't know which one was the first, but I think it was in Gothenburg, Öloppet, back in the days. And I think I was contacted with the sport at first. It was like a friendships event that we were out just doing a fun thing that we were going between islands and trained for, I think it was some triathlon. So that was the first time. I actually come from triathlon, but biking has always been my hardest thing to train. I'm not so strong in my legs, so it was quite nice to stop training bikes and then just swim and run.
I love it. So from those
Found
humble beginnings, you guys totally destroyed this race. You're world champions. What is next? You guys going to do Cannes or Malta or something?
Yeah, for me, I have actually a world championship, but in Xterra triathlon. So yeah, I have been biking a lot, but not on the road bike. It's like in mountain biking. That's more fun.
Nice. Where's that at? Hawaii, right?
What?
Is it in Hawaii?
No, it's not in Hawaii anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it's in Italy, Dolomitana.
Oh.
And and it's about 2 weeks from now. So
okay.
Yeah, I hope my cold getting better so I can train a little bit for that one. Then it will be Cannes and actually Malta also. So
why not?
Nice.
Close out.
Why not? Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Helena?
Helena.
What's up next for you?
Yeah, I think it will be Cannes for me also.
Yeah.
But then after that, I will see what happens.
Sounds good.
Are you two looking to pair up again in the future? Are you returning to your previous partners or looking for something new?
We'll see.
Ooh, okay.
You
seem to hit it off and you smashed it. I mean, a course record. You did not disappoint out there. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, we love you guys. You guys had an amazing performance. So congratulations again. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for coming on the show and sharing a little bit about your experience. We're looking forward to sharing this with our listeners.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, awesome. Again, congrats again on the course record and the World Championship. Major kudos. And especially under such close timing to get it all sorted out. Really, really awesome job, and such a great story. Good luck at your upcoming races, and we hope that you two will pair up again, and no course record is safe with you two paired up.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and leave a review, since that's the best way to help other people discover the show and the sport of swim run.
Sign up for our newsletter at lowtideboys.com. That's boys with a Z. And check out our meme page at the Low Tide Boys on Instagram. If you have any suggestions for the show or questions for us, send us a DM or an email at lowtideboys@gmail.com.
We'd like to thank Riding Easy Records for our show music, and of course our wives for their support and tolerance of all our swim run activities, podcast, and other stuff.
Yeah, other stuff. Way to keep it PG. Finally, you can support our efforts on Patreon. Until next time, get out there and go for a swim.
Go for a run.
Then another swim.
Then another run.
And then another swim.
And then another run.
And then just keep going. Until you're done.
Or maybe can't
And then
stop.
stop.